Welcome back to Talk of the Town. My next guest is Jenny Addis. She's a motivational speaker for Inspiration Speaks. Thanks so much for coming back on the show. It's wonderful to meet you.
Thanks for having me, and it's great to meet you finally.
So tell us your personal story. Remind our audience.
Sure. So on March 16th, 1997, I was in a tragic drunk driving accident that ultimately left me paralyzed from the chest down. So I'm considered a C5, C6 quadriplegic today. And, as you can imagine, that was a huge life-changing experience for me. I was only 24 years old, and my life literally changed in a blink of the eye. So with that said, shortly after I was injured, I became Miss Wheelchair Wisconsin. And through that experience, I found this gift that I didn't know exist, and that was public speaking and kind of getting up in front of a group. So today I get up and I share my story and that sort of thing to anybody that I can possibly reach. So that's kind of it in a nutshell.
What would you say your mission is now?
Well, my mission is to inspire, educate, and motivate, just to inspire other people, by my story, and hopefully they learn something from that in some degree. So,
what types of topics do you discuss? You do a lot of public speaking, a lot of motivational speaking. Who do you talk to, and what do you talk to them about?
Well, I talk to high schools and schools of all ages, for example, colleges, universities. I speak at conventions and conferences, and the topics can range from anything from one of the biggest being the consequences of reckless driving. So when I say that, I used to kind of say that I talk about the consequences of drinking and driving, but with the the world kind of changing today, and our peers having so many other pressures that they're dealing with today, I speak more about texting, drugging, and drinking and driving, for example. And I might talk to the itty-bitties about things like inclusion and treating others with respect and wearing your seatbelt and how important that may be. I talk to groups about physical and occupational therapy and the importance of that. And one of the big things I do like to talk about as well is the importance of medical research, wheelchair accessibility, and just inclusion as a whole.
So why is it important to share your story with us today?
Well, today, for instance, school is right around the corner, and there'll be upcoming homecoming events and celebrations going on, and I want to just share with people, what I've gone through, and hopefully, help someone save a life and help another family from going through some of the hardships and pains that my family and myself have gone through. So that's the biggest reason of why I like to share my story in those regards. So,
if you could leave our viewers today with one message, what would that be?
Well, it would be simple, just my voice, your choice. So what I mean by that is just hearing my story and take it in. Listen to my voice and learn from my experience. And then ultimately make good decisions and choices, because all of those things will help you to make better decisions when you get older. Because when you're young, you don't realize how much your decisions today can ultimately affect your future tomorrow. And I'm a perfect example of that. So,
on a positive note, you've got an event coming up.
I do. Yeah, it's April 24th of 2016. And I've talked about it on the show here before because it'll be our third annual This Is How We Roll fashion show, fundraiser, and community awareness event. So we got a new venue this year, which I'm really excited about. So that's Brookfield Suites in Brookfield, Wisconsin. So that's where that'll take place. And the proceeds will go ultimately to the Brian Reich Paralysis Foundation, which is a foundation that's very, very close to my heart, and I've been working with them for years. So So that in a nutshell is the fashion show. So stay tuned for that one because it'll be exciting.
Congrats on that, all the work you put into that.
Thank
It
you.
sounds amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Just a couple seconds left. How can somebody reach you if they would like to have you speak at their event?
Yeah, it's really simple. All you have to do is you can find me on Facebook. This is how I roll. This is how we roll for the fashion show. And then, just my personal account, Jenny Addis, or just go to my website, which I know you have, as well as my phone number. It's as simple as that. I'm out there, so I'm pretty easy to find.
Well, thanks so much for coming on again. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Oh, thank you. And I had so much fun, like always.
Awesome. Well, thank you again. And I'd like to also thank all our guests for stopping by today. And thank you for tuning in to Talk of the Town. We'll see you next time.